Welcome to Reality NSFW and the Thrilla in Manila. We've got a crazy city sprint tonight, and we're here to break it all down. I'm Zach Hacker, and I'm joined by Johnny Fairplay, Matt Bischoff, and Karen Eisenberg. How you guys doing?
Well, I was doing fine, except the fact that I had fucking diarrhea like right before the fucking podcast. I ate fucking tacos tonight on the griddle, and I'm like, damn. Right after the show, I'm like, oh man, my stomach is fucked. What is wrong with me? Yeah, I had to blow shit up, man. I feel better now, but I couldn't be doing a Reality NSFW podcast with intestinal issues. But I love it.
Okay, Blackstone beard.
I tell you what, you guys, I really dug this specific episode because I played Survivor in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things we saw tonight, I got to spend time, a little bit before and after my time on Survivor, getting voted out in the Philippines. So we flew into Manila when I went to fly out to location, and so it was really cool for me. It brought back a lot of memories. We see the traffic and there's Jeep things and just everything about it was pretty cool.
Am I the only one who looked at this episode? I felt like I had wandered back into BB22. Like, I have to ask, is the race broken at this point?
No, I think we saw a new instrument
Of the Onion Alliance
brought into this, and I think I don't think it's broken as of now. I think the show can be tweaked based on what they saw there versus the complacency of Big Brother just going, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, but I am hoping that maybe they make some changes because this was just not that much fun to watch.
I think they had changes implicated in the. I mean, we had the double U-turn. I think there was some stuff there that just didn't work out based on the people that arrived when they did.
Right. But I
think Matt and I talked about the other day. I think this is almost like somehow 31 seasons late, a sort of Survivor Borneo style. Oh shit, we figured out how to break this game you threw at us. And I think the show will rebound next season. And I think that we're watching alliances in Amazing Race in their infancy as in terms of how potent they can be. I don't think anyone's ever been able to pull this off before. And I thought the city sprint was going to really throw a monkey wrench in those plans because I think Phil in not so explicit terms said that at the very start. Like, I know you guys have been working together, but check this. We figured out a whole leg where you can't do that. Anyways, so they outsmarted Phil. I think the show's going to get smarter and faster, and we'll see what happens. But
well, think about it. This is the first time we've seen a major block alliance like this in the history of Amazing Race that I'm aware of. Okay, moving forward, what if there's two alliances?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not upset with the idea of alliances in Amazing Race. It has happened before, not to this extent in terms of it lasted the entire season. It was very successful. We've never seen this, but I don't mind the idea of alliances. What I don't like is this idea of the Onion Alliance, where it was there were 5 teams in the alliance, so everybody else went, and then when they decided the alliance of 5 was going to be alliance of 3, then the other 2 teams went. It's the Onion Alliance all over again, and that doesn't really interest me all that much.
Well, all I know for me, because I haven't watched much of the Amazing Race in my life, here and there, and so for the first time in a long time, I'm watching. Like, I think when Rupert and them played it, I think once
we didn't
Survivors were out. Yeah, I just stopped watching it. Right, so. The thing, though, for me, the teams that are left in the race, I like. I don't hate anybody. I would like to see the Beards or Will and James win. I think the Beards are going to win the game or the race. Will and James are so fun, and I would love to hang out with them. And you could just see, like we saw on Australian Survivor on our Patreon exclusives that we're doing, watching season 2, 2017 of Australian Survivor. We saw a lot of really cool, true human emotion, and that's what I like in these shows. And we see that between the relationship of Will and James. when they make it to the finish line, well, so they're not, with all three teams at the end of the episode,
At the end of the penultimate episode.
yes, they break down in tears and they are like super just overwhelmed with joy. And although the alliance, kind of has been predictable as far as watching the show, it is amazing to me that it actually worked and that there wasn't a wrench thrown in there, because Gary and D'Angelo could have easily, with their athleticism and just they're a force to be reckoned with, they could have, made it into that final three. But it's fascinating to me, and Hung and Chi and their other two teams that are going to the final leg of the race. I'm a fan of all of them, really. I did not like D'Angelo and Gary when they fucking got eliminated from the race. And D'Angelo was like, "This sucked. I would never play this show again. I don't
really. That was the most I've ever liked him,
dude.
That was funny.
That was a bad look. It's a
bad look, but again, I kind of understand it in the moment, because as a viewer, I kind of felt the same way. And Matt, I agree with you. I love all these teams. The leg was fun. I don't want to overstate it, but right. I maybe just have, after coming off of BB22, I was like, oh, not this again.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. And you, like, that's what I'm saying. Like me, I'm kind of a newbie with like both Big Brother and Amazing Race. So that's why like discussing this with the four of us is cool, because it's a different perspective, because I don't really have any preconceived, ideas of what this shit should really be like, but yeah, D'Angelo, I just felt like it was a slap in the face in a way to just the whole production crew and everyone involved in the Amazing Race, and the host and the casting. Is like, yeah, this sucked. I could have traveled the world. And I know it's like
money would have changed my life. I got that money.
Yeah. And it's like, I understand in the moment you're pissed, but for some reason, I don't think that's just in the moment. I think that's who D'Angelo is.
It appears to be in the moment, because he's been pretty active on Twitter during this episode. And so when they're eliminated, he tweets, "Well, just finished the finale of The Amazing Race. Next week, bonus footage at 8 p.m. Eastern."
Okay, so like he could have just gone. I mean, the guy, he's a pro athlete. Like I said, he didn't really need this. He could just be salty and just like have nothing to do with the race, while it was airing. And he's not doing that.
No, so there's more.
As a sore sport myself, I appreciate it, man. Like, get them, tear them down. I love it.
Well, there's more. So he goes, "Do you still feel that way about The Amazing Race? You regret it?" He goes, "I don't regret it, but I'm never doing it again." and then that's followed by, someone writes, "You're a dang sore loser." He goes, "Yes, very. Laugh my ass off." And then someone says, "D'Angelo with the complete heel turn at the end of the race was funny as shit, bruh. You guys were a family favorite." Shaking my head. He goes, "Yes, it was my wrestling background taking over." Laughing my ass off. He embraced it. So I don't think, I think, being a pro athlete, there is the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And, much like if he were to lose on a Sunday, with the Carolina Panthers, he ain't taking it well. Mm-hmm. And we saw that person, be eliminated, or, say the Panthers make it to the NFC Championship and lose. This guy who's just like, F this. Mm-hmm. So it was raw, real emotion, and it was a temporary thing. But at the same time, like, I don't think he'll do it again. I think he means that part.
Yeah. And I get it, but it's just kind of like, I don't know.
It was a bad look.
Yeah, it's a bad look. And especially like for the teams that like would give anything to play The Amazing Race, and you see someone like that like maybe you went to casting finals with D'Angelo and Gary and you got cut, and you're huge fans that would have given your left nut to fucking play. And you're sitting there watching it and you're like, this should have been us on there. And you see him like, oh, this was all stupid.
This is stupid.
You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like,
it's probably not as good as D'Angelo and Gary, so fuck off.
True.
But you know what I did want to see, and it didn't happen, but this is what I was hoping for, would be that, the three teams decided again to work together, and then D'Angelo and Gary get it first and run off, and then they suddenly realize, oh shit, we have to actually play.
Yeah.
but we didn't get that.
They were
And
close.
that's why I'm upset.
They were really close, just with sheer luck and randomness. They were very close.
Right.
I don't even know if they read the clue. But the episode starts. We're leaving Cambodia, and from Cambodia we go to a Travelocity Norway commercial. So that was nice.
Yeah, with whichever one of the beer bros, I'm sure they paid extra so that one of the guys would hold the gnome while they look at the hotel in Norway. Doesn't look like a nice hotel though.
I think it was one of those deals. You have the product placement advert, and I think they paid for a prominent spot on 2 episodes, and they got it. So it's just like you got last week's episode. It was a big deal with traveling with the gnomes and all that. And then it's just like, they're like, yeah, we paid for another episode too. And so we have to start the episode just so awkwardly with, oh man, look, Travelocity. Let's look at the app and see what it has. I'm just like, oh, so they get cell phones the whole time? Nope. Just for 30 fucking seconds to film this spot.
See, I didn't even know what was going on because I came down and I turned the TV on right when it was like that. I'm like, what even is this?
Yeah. Well, I've had different, so for the last 2 weeks, I don't have CBS through DirecTV. I guess there's some kind of contract dispute. And so I don't know if it's just local for me that they had a dispute or if it's nationwide, but we don't have CBS. So fortunately, I had the CBS app. They're not paying us. And and it's great.
Why are you plugging it?
Well, no, here's what I do have to say about the CBS app. About every 2 minutes, it goes like black for like 2 seconds. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Because my DirecTV doesn't do that like the CBS app does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode, it's cool, like I said, in the Philippines, because we see a lot of Survivor seasons, like, mine and Survivor Philippines, but they're just, I found it interesting that Philippines is pretty much the country that invented the text message, or they're the texting capital of the world or something that they said.
Both those things.
So the thing is like, that's what I do like about The Amazing Race is you can learn stuff. And no, but you can learn stuff and I'm sure Zach, I mean,
special.
You're a person that loves to travel all over the world, and it's probably for you especially inspiring and like, oh man, I'd love to go to this country or that country. I mean, not that you don't know which country.
When they go places that I've never really considered going, like Kazakhstan, right? That's Borat land, but no, there's cool stuff to do there.
Yeah.
And Survivor's really big in the Philippines. So when I went back for Fans versus Favorites, we had a layover in Manila, Philippines airport, and as me and Yowman are walking, through the terminal, I mean, probably 50, 60 people ran up, throwing up the fair play peace signs and saying my name and saying Yowman's name. So we were swamped, and our handlers were furious. And I'm just like, I ain't do shit.
Right.
We don't have these motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
These ain't my friends. Hey, I got a layover. Meet me at the bar at fucking Terminal B.
60 Filipino dudes ready to go.
What up? Fair play, ginger beer shots. Let's go.
Oh man.
So it makes sense that Survivor being filmed there a couple times. Well, I don't even know if they had been filmed there yet, because what was it, season 16?
Yeah, that would be
no.
Yeah, they're big there. So maybe watching Survivor, they're raising their hand like, film here. This shit's fucking tough as fuck. Have them film it in the middle of the street. They'll never win.
Yeah. But Zach, you've traveled a lot. Do you really think? I had never heard that Manila has the worst traffic in the world, because I've heard of other Asian cities might have that title.
I don't think that's true. I don't know.
I say DC.
Like the gun that Phil shot to start the race, it's a little half-assed. I don't know if anyone else caught that. With the sound effect of the gun going off. What the hell? There's a little cork popping out on a string. Oh boy.
Yeah. So, but no, the worst traffic in the world is Washington, D.C.
I would say it's the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
DC Beltway.
DC
fucking-
sucks. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate that too.
Yeah. I remember like I had a job one time and they used to do our sales meetings on like Fridays at like noon. And so we'd be out at like, 1 or 2. And it was like awesome. Like, probably a 20-minute drive. I'm like, I'll be home at 8 p.m.
Having lived and worked in both, the DC area and LA, I would say in the US it's LAX because it really is gridlock around LAX 24 hours a day now.
Wow.
Well, it's a fact. Manila, Philippines is the second worst traffic congestion out of the 416 cities surveyed around the world.
What's number one?
The number so Manila has a congestion level of 71%. So 71% of travel is stuck in traffic at all times. And the Indian city of Bengaluru topped the report. So it's Bengaluru, India, followed by Manila. So
What's
it's it doesn't say 3. I just
Matt Bischoff, did you do research?
Yeah,
I did. I did.
He's sick,
man.
He's
did.
sick.
I love
His butt exploded earlier. He's not feeling well.
No, I'm bringing it to I'm bringing it to the people, man. I hit the
That's
Google
so good.
button on my handy dandy iPhone, and yeah, so it's pretty true. I mean, when I went there, I mean, there's no like rhyme or reason. A lot of those countries over there, just in general, Malaysia. When I went there, their traffic is kind of fucked too. Just like everyone just going, it's just like a free for all. So I kind of enjoyed the dancing guy in the streets of the Philippines.
And they gave us his full name. It was Roberto something.
Yeah.
And I really did want to look him up because given that they gave him, I'm assuming that he's like a tourist attraction in himself.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, his moves, I don't even understand how he was directing traffic. He was dancing willy-nilly. Like, I'm thinking, like, dude, you're doing like the Rasputin from Just Dance. You're going to make the cars run into each other. What are you doing?
Oh, dude. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, so
we'll going back a second. We did have the first ever that I've ever seen a pit start with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
which is something that they don't normally do that basically.
That might be the first ever. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this whole with the city sprint or whatever. I mean, this was fun, although it's funny because they're showing us very clearly, who's in first to fourth place. And that even went, that this is at the point of the race where we really don't need that anymore. I feel like, I knew where they always were. No, but I'm saying I like what they were trying to do. I do think it was cute. And they took the choice. Basically, they were taking the choice, I felt like, out of everything. And this leg is just, you're going to do all of these things and your goal is to do them as fast as possible.
Yeah. And we learned from the get-go that NFL players are programmed to win as opposed to normal human beings.
But what do we think about this idea about removing choice? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I thought this is one of the better episodes.
Yeah, no, I agree. But normally you would think that you're losing the drama or whatever you might.
Well, apparently not.
Get. All right, fine. John is
I don't
right.
think we normally get a lot of drama out of the choice. I don't think we normally get to see a lot of the choices they're making. I think we normally just see them in the moment once they're thrown into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now the drama is the decision process, which they're cutting out.
Yes, exactly.
It's just like on Survivor when we get to see the challenge where you go over something under something in a puzzle versus the strategy and camp life that really makes you bond to these characters. So on this, the only real drama, major drama, is the decision making process. Which because we have to see them run in high heels because that's silly.
Yeah, if not for Will and James, those fucking guys like could have ran half damn marathon fair playing them high heels. They were like smiling the whole way.
Yeah, but I mean that's not as surprising as like when she said, "I have never run in heels, but I have walked in them." That was a whole lot harder to believe than that.
Yeah. Where do we think she was walking in heels that Hung was unaware of? I'm so curious. I have to hear this story.
Yeah. Well, I love the clarification, like you have D'Angelo doing like a off the cuff confessional, just like, wearing heels. This is the first time for me. And then Gary's like, it's the first time for both of us.
Hey, my man Gary looked pretty good in some heels. I was writing down some questions during the show. I was going to ask who looked best in heels. I'm like, no, I'm not even going to ask that. It's Gary with the all black socks with the all black heels. That looked good.
Gary had a fucking Dr. Frankenfurter fucking look going. Like,
yeah.
Although I do have to say,
man.
I think Will said this also, but these are not stilettos, right? These are like, they're not even kitten. They're like maybe 2 inches. I actually was surprised. I thought guys were going to have a much harder time, but that's not a stiletto, dude.
But I think
going back real quick to the dancing cop before we finish up with the heels, being on the corrects. I mean, like it seemed like they were hedging their bets on which side this dancing traffic guy was going. And I'm just like, you got to go full throttle with both. And D'Angelo actually tweeted about this, which is I think kind of a peek behind the curtain here. He says, weird but true, Gary had me hold my damn arm out the window of that Jeepney without knowing what we were looking for. So he was just like, he's like, what am I doing? Just hold your arm out. He's like, I don't know. Just hold your arm. Something good will happen.
Yeah.
I would be like, something bad could happen.
Yeah, like your arm get ripped off.
Well, I was surprised they didn't seem to be moving fast enough that one of them, once they passed it, couldn't just like hop out. Like,
I think,
hey, give me that.
I'm thinking the rule is you had to do it because I think you could have easily jumped out, and I think
exactly.
I think production
jumped out of the back
to not get eliminated.
Yeah, I think production's like you must do this within this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
But not explained.
No,
that does make sense though, Johnny. Like you were saying, it's like if let's say you and I were partners, it would have been like, hey, you on this window and I'm on this, and whatever side the deal is on, we'll have it on lockdown.
Yeah. What are you looking for? I don't fucking know, Matt. Just keep your fucking arm out there. Something.
Yeah.
What if it's a dick? It's gonna suck. You're grabbing dicks.
I hope you grab it, not me.
Yeah, I'm praying it's on your side. Big dick.
But yeah, so I mean, the that guy, I'm assuming that the traffic guy, I never saw him when I was in Manila, but it would be interesting to find out if it's just like you said, Karen, with the naked cowboy playing guitar and or some of the dudes you see in Vegas pretending to be like a fucking statue and shit.
Yeah, the statue guy at the promenade, the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. The guy on roller skates in Venice Beach.
Yep. The guy with the Survivor NSFW hat on the corner of the street begging for money.
Well, he's trying to buy Alice in Chain prints. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to have his wife not leave him before their 20th anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So we go after the Jeepney deal. Is the high heel thing the very next thing that happens?
Yeah. The high heel.
Yeah. So do you guys think that the beard guys, I did think that there would be a potential ankle twisting, which would not be good this far into the race. So I legitimately think those guys were probably nervous about that. And they were just kind of walking or running on their
They were doing a safe shuffle. See, I'm not positive. My friend, here's a free plug for you, Adam. We have a running store called The Brick, and they do gait analysis for runners.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know what I like, so I've never bothered to do it. I mean, like I'm a Brooks guy. That's just my jam. That's what I rock, and that's what I run in. So, but like it bases like if you're a heel striker or a toe striker. But I feel if I had to guess, I feel I'm more of a toe striker when I run. But I don't come very high off the ground in my run, but I think, I mean, maybe I need to try it. I think I might be a high heel runner.
You'd be good, man. Because I was thinking I'm a heel striker, and this looked like danger to me.
Yeah,
it was only 500 meters, so I think I could kind of boot scooty around the corner and not be too worried about it for 500 meters. But Yeah, heel strikers, you're liable to twist an ankle pretty hard.
Maybe I'm a heel striker because I have actually been known to fall off my high heels, and I ripped ligaments in my ankle, and I was in a walking boot for 8 months.
You're a heel striker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is why I rarely wear heels.
It's like my buddy Matt Stryker from Labor of Love. Call back that 12 people are really popping for right now.
Oh my God.
Actually, our Labor of Love numbers were pretty good, insanely. I don't know why.
So
high five.
Are you all of you guys runners? Like I know Johnny is. Karen,
I swim, I don't run.
You do run, Zach. I don't run.
Yeah, I've done 2 halves this year.
Wow. Damn. I need to step up my game, man.
I was going to get Zach to run with me in Florida, but I did. So I brought my wrestling belt and my Shawn Michaels. Like I had my full Shawn Michaels outfit for the last night for the Decades party. And I ran with the room that the WWF Championship Winged Eagle belt took would have been the room for my running shoes and knee things. So.
Damn.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
No,
and Zach is very happy about that.
I've run a 10K in Vans, and my legs never forgave me for like 6 months.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
Yeah. Well, much like Corey Waltering, who we talked to on the World's Toughest Race Challenge, he was like, my thing is I run marathons in Speedos. I was like, I'm going to be the dude who runs races in Vans. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like the flat-footed motherfuckers you saw playing basketball in Chucks back in the day.
Yeah. I was the Chuck Berry of running.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back to cover the last half of the penultimate ultimate episode that we saw tonight.
Winter's here, and it's crazy cold outside. But what you don't know is you should still drink more water. By the time you feel thirsty, it's too late. You're already dehydrated. You can't focus, and you feel tired.
Drinking enough water is critical for a healthy lifestyle that you're trying to maintain. It increases your brain power, boosts your productivity. It can prevent headaches, and it'll increase your focus. Not only that, it improves your skin and mood, and it can help with your digestion and give you energy. Wow, it also prevents bad breath and can help you lose weight. But how much water should you drink each day? 10 cups? A gallon? The good news is that it doesn't have to be so complicated. That's why I start my day with Hydrant, because Hydrant helps you hydrate faster.
Hydrant has created a refreshing electrolyte powder that you mix directly into water to more efficiently and effectively hydrate your body. It hydrates you quickly and keeps you going for longer. Each rapid hydration mix has the 4 essential electrolytes that your body needs: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc, and it packs a punch to help your body hydrate fast and stay hydrated. If you're looking for that extra boost of energy, there's also Hydrant Plus Caffeine, which contains 100 milligrams of caffeine from green tea. Hydrant is backed by research. The formula was developed by an Oxford scientist. It also is loved by pro athletes, top performers, celebrities, and has thousands of 5-star reviews.
It's made with real fruit juice powder. It's delicious and refreshing, and it comes in a variety of flavors, including iced tea lemonade and fruit punch. My favorite personally is the grapefruit. It's a classic, and I go back to it. It's delicious. Plus, this stuff is backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love it, you can send it back for a full refund. You really need to try it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. It tastes incredible, and it works.
Well, Hydrant starts at just $1 a packet for a 30-day supply, and you save even more with a monthly subscription. And it's so easy to get. We've got a special deal for our listeners to save 25% off your first order. We're not kidding here, folks. 25%. Go to drinkhydrant.com/survivor and enter our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. That's drinkhydrant.com/survivor and enter promo code SURVIVOR for 25% off your first order. That's drinkhydrant.com/survivor. Enter promo code SURVIVOR to save 25%. And we thank them for sponsoring the podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Magic Spoon, and I'm so glad it is because growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid, but I had to give it up because I'm now in my 30s and I was realizing that it's full of sugar, junk, and all this stuff you really shouldn't eat. So I've been trying to cut down on carbs, sugar, all this unhealthy food, and I realized I basically can't eat anything anymore. except Magic Spoon.
For me, we're into the winter months and nothing's changed for me. I mean, I have 5Ks coming up, 10Ks coming up, half marathons coming up. I still treat my body as great as I personally can on a physical level, but a part of that is eating right. You know, I'm not doing the big hearty breakfast that I used to do in the past. I'm not doing the unhealthy breakfast that I've been doing in the past. I am doing a breakfast that helps me get through the day, not add those extra carbs, and make me feel like the healthiest Johnny Fairplay I've ever been in my entire life. Sign me up for Survivor right now.
This stuff has 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. There's 4 flavors that are their staples. You can get cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry. It tastes amazing. Honestly, it's too good to be true. Johnny, what are your favorite flavors?
Well, right now I am all in on the apple cinnamon. Remember that apple cereal you had as a kid and you loved? It is here through Magic Spoon, but so much better, and I freaking love it. You cannot stop me from eating this. I mean, you have the fruity, the peanut butter, the cocoa, the cinnamon, the apple cinnamon. Oh man, number 1. Blueberry frosted. So many to choose from. I am digging this.
All these cereals are keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. Johnny, where should they go to pick some up?
Of course, you go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout to get free shipping. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. That's magicspoon.com/survivor. Use the code SURVIVOR for free shipping. And we thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring the podcast.
And we are back.
That's right, we are, and we are back in the Philippines. They survived the high-heeled 500-meter dash unscathed.
Hot on Your Heels was the name of that leg.
Oh, right on. Well, I don't really think that I've never walked around necessarily in high heels, but I think that as far as like challenges go in the Amazing Race, I don't think this is one of the more difficult ones.
No.
You know, sometimes we see like, you know, that when we saw them having to make a roof out of the palm fronds or whatever, and some of those really technical challenges. This is just a simple, straightforward thing. And as a viewer, you could be like, oh, wow, if I was doing the race, that's probably something that I could do.
I like seeing stuff I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might have had a balancing issue with tonight's episode because this seemed very doable, and then another challenge seemed very fucking difficult.
Yeah. So our next leg is they have to find the clue in the lion's mouth in the oldest town on the planet, which I'm calling bullshit on this too, because I would imagine that the oldest Chinatown is potentially in China.
Well,
Sounds legit, my friend.
Can't argue with that kind of logic.
I mean, if I had to guess, I would think China would be home to the first Chinatown, and then others would have surfaced from there. But, you know.
And what, you were supposed to run up to street performers and shove your hand down their mouth until they handed you a clue.
Gary.
Or look for statues for no reason.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where. Well, we don't get to see the actual clue because I would love to know where Hung got that idea that it was going to be a statue.
Well, we started with D'Angelo and Gary looking at statues first.
That's right.
Right.
Well, so since I'm the resident expert on all things Philippines,
thank you.
What is the oldest Chinatown in the world? And it says Manila, Philippines. It says Binondo is the world's oldest Chinatown, established in the 1590s by the Spanish as a settlement for Catholic Chinese, located across the river from the walled city of blah, 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 blah. So
You guys, I have a cool piece of trivia. If you want to know the two people that bought the same encyclopedia about the Philippines, it's Matt Bischoff and Phil Kogan.
but see, I'm fascinated. So Johnny Fairplay, the oldest Chinatown, is not in fucking China.
I call bullshit on that.
Well, coming through the facts, man. I do hours of prep work before these podcasts.
We've seen it for years.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that in the 15th century there were Catholic Chinese. So I'm not even going to get anywhere near that.
But yeah, so these lions, Hung and Chi, are having a tough time finding originally where they are at, and they're going around saying, like, oh, rah, doing all this stuff, and so, but it's cool. I like these. I enjoy watching the Thanksgiving Day. I watched the Macy's parade, which is kind of a tradition in our family. We don't watch the whole thing. We just wake up and turn it on. And I always like seeing those.
Did you see the rock float this year?
What was it?
The rock float?
No, I don't think I did.
There's an iconic picture of The Rock from like the beginning of his WWF days. And it's him with like this black turtleneck, this fake gold chain, and a leather fanny pack and jeans.
I was that for Halloween once. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an iconic, like just type in The Rock fanny pack and you'll see it. It's the worst thing ever. And I guess there's a new show coming on NBC in the spring, perhaps, called Young Rock. And as a promotional vehicle for that show, they had they did a huge rock with the turtleneck and then the fanny pack and the chain, and the Rock lost it on social media. He was like, "This might be the greatest day of my entire life," because he had a big week. The week before, his song on the Moana soundtrack went quadruple platinum, and he was floored by it. He was just like, to tell me that this, buck-toothed kid from, it's just like that this could happen is amazing. And then fast forward 1 week, he is like, okay, this wins. There's nothing better than broke at. He goes, the best part. He goes, I probably had, $12 in my fucking fanny pack, and that chain was fake as fuck.
So they're doing a show, so that's cool. But I watched the, it wasn't the same watching the parade with no people, in the streets of New York City. But I always like those like big crazy dragon floats. So I think it's pretty cool. Like this task that they're having to do. It doesn't seem too difficult reaching the lion's mouth and get the clue. Everyone seemed to get it, besides Hung and Chi pretty quickly.
Maybe they should have been more clear about what they were supposed to do, because when they got to the right guy, right, then you could see like basically the clue was like almost where his tongue would be. Like you just open his mouth and it's right there. But I look like Gary seemed to think that if he just stuck his hand like up to his shoulder all the way into that puppet, he would be able to get a clue.
Well,
He was like poking some dudes inside there the whole time. That's what he did.
Gary in his former life was a proctologist, and we saw shades of that this evening.
Oh shit!
I would not recommend him based on his bedside manner with those.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like my dad had prostate cancer, and a family friend is the proctologist, Dr. Joe Carbone. And so my dad went to go see him, and he was just like, I guess I'm a little nervous. I was like, oh, Joe's a great guy. Go there for Christmas. He has the real Santa Claus come and read the night before Christmas to the kids. Awesome guy. And so I see my dad the next day. He goes, yeah, your friend Joe has some really meaty fingers. Maybe another profession would have been ideal for him.
Oh shit!
I would have come. I don't with him for support. It's when I have those awkward pauses in my statements, they really come across in different ways. Don't they?
Oh shit! So after this clue, where do we go from here?
We have to feed the horse and carriage.
Oh yeah.
James tells us that we have to think like a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was worried about these horses because I thought they were donkeys at first. These are the smallest horses I've ever seen. And then they're like, you have to put together the food for them. And I was like, if they've been waiting for Amazing Racers to feed these horses for like a decade because they look very malnourished.
Yeah,
And the food they were giving them didn't look great either.
No, it was like that. It was like that sauce they have at the Japanese restaurant that you don't put on your stuff.
The yum yum.
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Yeah. The yum yum sauce is like
yum yum's good. It's the other.
It's the stuff that's like pasty, like cream of wheat looking stuff.
Whatever. This
I've
was
never run into the sauce my entire life. We need to discuss.
Is it? It's that like Benihana. It's the salad dressing sauce.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I actually kind of like the taste of that stuff. You hate it?
You might have lost your invite to the next Memphis and Christmas food gathering there, Matt. Like that. I mean, me and Zach are living the high life these days. So
we'll remind him that you like that sauce.
Yeah, you'll be the asshole next time.
It's ginger salad dressing is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what the consistent.
Stuff, but then you just put it on your salad. People put that on other stuff.
You probably do. You probably dip your vegetable rolls in there. So they have to go around and get this ingredients for the horses, and then feed the horses. And was it the post office? Is this how the mail gets around? Is that what it was, Zach? Do you recall?
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah, it was in front of the central post office.
So this is if you're wondering what it was like before, if the rest of the world was wondering what it was like for the U.S. during Black Friday getting their mail, it was the Amazing Race holding up all the mail for the Philippines for a stupid fucking leg of a race.
Dude, can you imagine?
Their mail tomorrow.
I don't buy it.
But Johnny Fairplay, the amount of times that you go to the post office, can you imagine having to like roll up with the Survivor pictures that you'll send out like this month for the Patreons was a really cool package of Pearl Island's photos.
Yes.
But man, you're sending out a lot of stuff. And if you check out Reality NSFW on Instagram, you can see all the stuff that we're doing.
We're actually ad-free NSFW.com.
But I mean, on Instagram, is that it?
Well, no, for the Instagram, it's just Reality NSFW.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I saw it on the Instagram, like, putting it in. So if you had to like give it to a freaking horse and buggy to get it out to people, I thought our shit was slow. We did like a secret Santa thing for our podcast patrons. And if you would like to become a patron of Reality NSFW, Johnny, tell them how they can do that.
Just go to adfreeNSFW.com and I send out if you do like the Outcast tier, I send out packages just like this with the sticker on there, and I'm too lit. There you go. Yeah. And this is actually going out. I gotta pick a winner from one of our new patrons. So I had an extra because I like to write down people's names twice, and I fortunately double checked. So and we have a few more of those left. But yeah, if you want to become a patron, go to adfreeNSFW.com. We are currently on episode 4, and everything's in the archives. We are watching Australia's season 2 of Survivor, their version from 2017, which thus far, probably the best 4th episode in the history of any Survivor season I've ever seen in my life thus far. And we have 22 episodes.
22 episodes left to go.
Yeah. So join us now. You can quickly catch up. So we watch the episode that's available, and then afterwards there's a subsequent podcast to follow. And
and if you join all the archives, you get the archives as well. So you're good to go.
Yeah. So join now, adfreeNSFW.com. We're like at 108. If we hit 200 patrons, I'm getting Matt Bischoff's face tattooed on my body.
How many are we at right now?
Like 118.
118. We're getting there. And we also, you guys do the favorite.
And if people don't like me, this is the best for $5. Become a patron and just tell your friends, and just $5, and then bam, we're at 200. You can quit next month. I don't care.
Let's pull our money together, you guys, and just create a bunch of fake accounts.
If we've got 100 and some patrons, all we need is for every existing patron to get one person.
One friend.
Yeah, that's all we need.
That's like $400 to get Matt's face tattooed on Johnny. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah,
we're so close.
But we do the Q&A podcast for the patrons every week. We do a Q&A where you, the patrons, ask questions. That's my favorite thing that we do.
And join us as a co-host, like we picked.
Yes,
it's a fun deal.
But yeah, so anyways, what I was saying, like we did a Secret Santa thing, and I shipped out a package to the person that I got, assigned to me, and they still haven't gotten their shit. It was supposed to be there on the 7th of December. So I think the Philippines postal guys are probably better than the fucking United States people at this point. So
we see the NFL players, D'Angelo and Gary, walk past one of the food items like 4 times. Mm-hmm. And this is potentially the difference maker. Mm-hmm. and the alliance of 3 reforming because they have that separation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was no chance. I mean, once they were behind, and especially as we see in the whole music deal challenge that goes down. I mean, it just was. It looked like an impossibility to try to do what they were doing. Did you guys? When we get to that, I thought it was cool how each leg of the race there was some sort of music involved. A band. I remember now, like it was cool to like take a look back at when they had that school with the homemade instruments and whatnot. And then we have this band on stage.
The High Wire. There's music going on during the High Wire, and that's how one of the Beard Bros remembered. It was just like, I remember hating life on that fucking High Wire, hearing that fucking song. I know it was there.
Yeah.
Now, I like this because they have done variations on this many times. Often it's in the last challenge. Sometimes it's in the next. So you're going to use Johnny's favorite word, the penultimate. Episode it will happen, but often you have to, it's the flag or it's the greeter or it's different things you have to they'll say they'll give you a picture. Let's say I don't remember which year it was, which episode. I cannot talk tonight. Sorry, which season it was, but they showed them the greeters from each country and you had to put them in order.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone would remember the punk rock guy that robbed them after gave them their prize money.
They used to have Osprey backpacks until that guy came along.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about this judge, though? I love this guy.
We had what you call it, Hannibal Buress on the steel drum challenge or leg, who was great. This guy trumped fake Hannibal Buress. This guy was back to the truck.
We've also talked about how they look to the producer to get to go ahead. No, this dude was ready to go.
He was like, I know my fucking
here, man. Not right. I'm ready.
Dude, I was expecting Billy Garcia to fucking jump on stage with these dudes, man.
I think Billy Garcia was on stage.
Dude, the bass player was my favorite guy. Bass?
Fuck yeah.
It was good shit. It was good shit.
Yeah, if Matt was in the race, he would have stopped doing the challenge and just wanted to play with the band.
Oh yeah, I would have. It was sweet.
So that would be a cool moment. I would love to see that. And honestly, I was so stoked to see my steel drummer friends back in there. I was like, those are the dudes I got to hit up. That's my job. All right, let's do it.
No one seemed to read the clue though. I mean, everyone was taking forever trying to put in chronological order what the band was playing and matching the country and the song in order. And they finally were like, dude, this is going to take forever. You could see the frustration setting in. But then finally, who was it that discovered that you should read the clue?
Well, almost simultaneously, Will and James and Riley and Madison.
Hung and Chi and Will and James both read it the same. And they're just like, hey, they're like, yeah, hey. But prior to that, which was one of the highlights was, you have the NFL players who have maybe taken advantage of this alliance to some degree. Some would say a lot, and really not offered anything in return. And so you had the NFL players walking up. It's like, y'all want to work together on this? And the boyfriends were like, no. So I felt like I was watching the Heathers. It made me really happy.
Yeah, and I think that's why I really wanted D'Angelo and Gary to get it first, and then have Will and James just be standing there feeling dumb for not agreeing to work with them.
Well, I think it's pretty cool to see Will and James now at this point being the ones to pick up on a gap in the clue that everyone else is missing, because we've shit on them in the past as much as we love Will and James.
Yeah.
These guys are super fans. They haven't been reading clues. Like they've missed out on details in their clues a couple times that almost cost them big time. And now here they're one of these forefront teams that's what stood out to me about their game tonight was they're the ones who picked up the issue in the clue first while this other team was coming up as well. But that's awesome. I think that really bodes well as they're rolling into the final challenge. I think Matt said he's predicting the volleyball bros to win. I can see that, but if I want to try to read the edit, I think that Will and James are my tip to win.
Well, I would love to see it, because watching their reaction when they know that they're in the final three.
Yeah. Well, the Beards finished first, and then we're at your moment, Matt. Will and James.
Yes, and they just break down crying, and the camaraderie, as much as the alliance and how kind of predictable it's been. I mean, we saw that on Survivor season 40. A lot of stuff was predictable, and a lot of stuff was predictable on Big Brother. But this was cool. The fact that, wow, it really worked. These final three racing teams going into the final leg, they all were, hey, we love each other, and we're so stoked that we're here in this moment. I think it's probably one of the best moments, obviously, of the race for all those teams. And I think that after this, no matter who wins, they're all going to be really close friends, I think.
Yeah,
Except maybe Delangelo.
Yeah.
The top two moments from this episode and potentially this season was Will ugly crying. And it just made me happy because he's so good looking to see him ugly cry. I felt kind of balanced out the universe for the rest of us.
Yeah.
And so
but it was a happy cry. So I'm not.
It was an ugly cry. He's an ugly crier. So
you can be ugly happy.
Yeah, it's ugly. Yeah. But hey, it's because I love you so much, Will, and you're so pretty and much prettier than all of us. So that's why I was happy that you ugly cry, and James will appreciate that, I think. and but the number one highlight was Hung screaming. She's announced as the top three. It's just where did this come from? I mean,
and part of me, I have to, I think they are the least likely of the three to win, but I do have to kind of root for them. There's a woman involved. I assume that they must be a little bit older. Again, they're not professional athletes, and I'm really glad that they're there. So we'll see. But at this point, I would be totally fine with any of these three teams winning.
Yeah, and it's best friends, an epic battle to the end. I
do love that.
Storyline writing, I thought it was good. I think it made a lot of people happy. We have Matt choosing the Beards to win. We have Zach with the boyfriends to win. We have Karen with Hung and Chi. I am the tie-breaking vote. I'm going Will and James.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But and finally, circling back around to Gary and D'Angelo, they said they decided to take the penalty for 2 hours. They took a nap, showed up last, and
I'm thinking they didn't. I'm thinking they didn't take the 2 hour penalty because when they show up on the mat to Phil, he says you've been eliminated because you didn't finish the challenge or whatever, the competition.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
the fireworks were out before the 2 hours were up.
Yeah, I think
production. Hey, get moving. Yeah,
there's no reason for us to wait here for no reason.
Yeah,
yeah.
But
as you heard, one of the teams when they were leaving the music leg, they go, "Where's that?" It goes half mile up the road.
Yeah, right on.
So it's not like it's 15 miles, anything can happen. There's crazy whatever. So it's not the blonde bandits. They're not getting lost running half a mile up the street. So yeah.
I
So
will defend people who can get lost in their own living rooms. Those are my people.
oh, just imagine the blonde bandits in fucking Manila. Fuck.
But if they had those beards on.
That would have been sad.
Yeah. It's like they're still there. If they're like, you know, like production can't find them. They're just like, I don't know. Like they. So I like no, they never found the
guys. No, they can't.
Yeah. So.
But next week is the final episode. Is it 2 hours, Johnny, or is it just one?
I assume it's 2. I'm not positive, but we do know that they're heading back to the United States. They're going to be in New Orleans, and they've all been upgraded to a first class flight. So well earned, well deserved. So, and they didn't have to have Boston Rob there to get it. So congratulations for that.
The biggest accomplishment.
Yes. So and as D'Angelo said, the bad outweighed the good, and he would never do it again. So that was my closing notes for the episode.
So this has flown by, honestly. Like it's 2020 has been a crazy year. We haven't had Survivor in our life, but we got to cover The Amazing Race. We are also going to be covering MTV's The Challenge, not with just one podcast, but 2. In addition, we do the Patreon content, ad-free NSFW for all information on that. And, you know, thank you for the support, guys. That is, we say this on the Patreon stuff. This gives us all, as hosts of a podcast, just a little bit of a bright spot in 2020. It's really, my bands have been kind of on hiatus, which usually would be 1, sometimes 2 nights a week, jamming music. And it's been great hanging out with obviously Johnny, Zach, and Karen, but just also all the millions of listeners out there that listen to us. Thank you very much for the support.
And today was a big day for Phil, host of The Amazing Race. It was announced today that season 2 of Tough as Nails has been greenlit, is happening, and it is taking Survivor's time slot in the spring rotation on CBS.
Ooh.
So Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. will be Tough as Nails.
What is that?
I watched it. I didn't like it.
I'll be watching The Challenge, though. And if you're listening to this, you probably already heard Lauren and Alex tearing it up. And listen to us tomorrow with Marie Rhoda from The Challenge. That should be a wild blast.
Yeah. So we met Marie, who's been on 5 challenges?
5 challenges.
5 challenges.
Real world.
Yeah. Lots of stuff. She's insane. Very excited to work with her. Had a very exciting weekend with Marie. And so for those of you wondering what the content is going to be moving forward, so we have one more episode of The Amazing Race to cover. And as you may already see on realitynsfw.com, we will be having, after every episode of The Challenge, we will be having a reaction show with Lauren and Alex. And then on Thursdays, you will have an expert show with Marie Rhoda, giving us all kinds of stuff that that we wouldn't think to look for, and a very unique perspective on the challenge. So get ready, double coverage every Wednesday and Thursday night at Reality NSFW. And if you'd like to catch any of those podcasts live, click that subscribe button at youtube.com/Survivor NSFW.
Right on. Well, cheers, you guys, and we will see you next week for the finale of The Amazing Race. Cheers. Good night. Love you all.
Let's talk about something we could all use more of right now. Sex. Great sex. Now, look, I love sex, Zach. I don't know about you. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. And I don't like a little bit of sex. I like a whole lot of sex. And so, guys, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue.
BlueChew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
Now, you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
Not only that, BlueChew's made in the USA. It's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line. It's even cheaper than a pharmacy, and they prepare and ship it right to you in a discreet package. No awkwardness, and you don't even have to leave the house.
Now, if you could benefit from more confidence where it counts, BlueChew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. Guys, this isn't me reading ad copy here. This is Johnny Fairplay when he knows action is about to go down. I grab the BlueChew, I peel it open, chew it up, and I go, get ready, we're going to Pound Town. Someone is going over. Someone is winning a championship tonight. That's right. And that could be you, because right now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code SURVIVOR. Just pay the $5 shipping. Again, that's BlueChew.com, BlueChew.com. Use promo code SURVIVOR to try it for free. BlueChew is the better, cheaper choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help this podcast be possible. So please use our promo code SURVIVOR at BlueChew.com.
Brace yourselves, Survivor NSFW fans. Winter is coming. Man, do I miss Game of Thrones. But what the writers of Game of Thrones didn't tell you is that Bran was actually in a wheelchair because he didn't trim his balls with Manscaped. Poor guy thought it was okay to trim his balls with a traditional razor or hair trimmer. Oof.
Whoa. You talk about something that I know about, Zach. I can't believe I'm sharing this. But back in the day, I didn't know what it took to get the girls. But I did know that they didn't want to see a bunch of hair around my balls and around my butthole. So what did I do? I took it upon myself to try to shave these delicate areas with a non-approved razor. I tried the Bic, holy moly. Have you ever seen Ric Flair back in the early 80s wearing the crimson mask, Zach?
I have.
That's what my balls look like. Do not do that, folks. I'm telling you, this is not the plan. There is one plan and one plan only. Go to the people that know what they're doing. Scientists have worked on this. This is the best thing you can do. Go to Manscaped. You do not have to have your balls look like Ric Flair in 1986 versus Dusty Rhodes.
The new Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer is waterproof with advanced skin-safe technology to reduce nicks and cuts, and even has a light to help you close shave down there. Not only that, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer can help you whack those nasty weeds in your delicate holes. This product also has proprietary skin-safe technology to help prevent nicks, snags, and tugs.
The performance package also includes the crop preserver. Wow, that's easy to say. It's a deodorant for your balls to protect against chafing. Also, the Crop Reviver ball toner will keep your boys fresh at all times.
Maybe you're on the other side of the wall and you don't know where your next shower is. No worries, the Crop Mop ball wipes are here for you. Do you have smelly feet? Manscaped can help with the Foot Duster foot deodorant made to fight odors of even the dirtiest feet. Or you maybe just want to smell good everywhere? That's good, because the Refined Cologne by Manscaped is a clean and fresh scent designed for the refined gentleman.
That crop mop is for one of those, you didn't know you're going to get some, and then the opportunity presents itself out of nowhere. Boom, crop mop. Clean those bad boys off. Be ready to perform. But hey, on top of everything, they've even thrown in the Shed travel bag to carry your goods and Manscaped anti-chafing boxers to hold the entire package together. Are you kidding me, Zach?
That's good stuff. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. During the winter, you may be spending more time inside with your balls. Might as well make them beautiful.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use promo code SURVIVOR. They love it when we do that. And be sure to join the Manscaped movements. These products are no joke.
Any fool can climb a wall or crawl through sand, but as every fan knows, Survivor challenges are won or lost at the puzzle. The most successful players are puzzle masters, and you can be one too. Fair play. Perplexers Puzzles creates handmade miniature replicas of many of Survivor's greatest and most challenging puzzles. Find out if you have what it takes by visiting the Perplexers Puzzle store on Etsy or simply visiting survivorpuzzle.com. Enter promo code FAIRPLAY, FAIRPLAY, at checkout for a 10% discount. And let me tell you, I'm hanging out on my patio on these beautiful summer nights. I have Zach Hacker coming over to my house, and we did the fire puzzle, the season 40 puzzle. I got the tree puzzle, and Zach was like, dude, these things are fucking awesome. So if you are a fan of Survivor, as Zach is, and I know he has a true, authentic Survivor puzzle that I have personally done, these Perplexers puzzles are the real deal. So go to survivorpuzzle.com right now, enter promo code FAIRPLAY at checkout for a 10% discount, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed.